Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we crack open corporate filings to tell you what is really going on behind the fancy jargon. Today we're diving into a filing from Inmune Bio Incorporated, and let's just say they're looking to inject some life into their stock. So what is this report all about? Well, Inmune Bio Incorporated is entering into an agreement to sell up to $65 million worth of its common stock. Think of it like they are setting up an unlimited pass to sell their company's stock to investors whenever they see fit or when the conditions are right. Inmune Bio Incorporated is based in Nevada, and their stock is traded on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol. In Beam, they are not currently elected to use the extended transition period for complying with new or revised financial accounting standards. The main event here is in Item 1.01, which talks about a major definitive agreement. This means they've signed a significant contract. On the 19th of December 2025, they inked a deal called a sales agreement with AGP Alliance Global Partners. This agreement essentially allows Inmune Bio to sell its shares through AGP as a sales agent. The most important number here is that $65 million. This is the maximum amount of money they can raise by selling their common stock. It is important to note that they are not forced to sell this entire amount. They can choose to sell some or none of it depending on their strategy and market conditions. This type of offering is often called an at-the-market offering. AGP will basically try its best to sell these shares according to Inmune Bio's instructions, but their obligation to sell is tied to certain conditions being met. Think of it like a broker trying to sell your house. They'll do their best, but the sale only happens if the buyer agrees and all the paperwork is in order. Now for the cost, Inmune Bio will pay AGP a commission of 3.0% for every share sold. They also have to cover AGP's expenses and provide them with certain legal protections. So while they're raising money, they're also incurring costs for doing so. This whole plan is set up under a registration statement that was filed way back in May of 2024. This is like getting pre-approval from the regulators to potentially sell shares. The prospectus supplement dated the 19th of December 2025 is the more immediate document that details this specific offering. They've also included an opinion from their legal counsel Sykensia Ross Ference Carmel LLP. This essentially means their lawyers have reviewed the plan and are giving their professional opinion that everything is on the up and up legally, and the report is signed off by David Moss, the Chief Executive Officer. This indicates that the top leadership is aware of and approving this agreement. So what does this all mean for Inmune Bio Incorporated? Well, this is a move to potentially raise a significant amount of capital. Companies do this for various reasons: to fund research and development, expand operations, or perhaps to buffer their finances. By setting up this at-the-market program, they have flexibility to sell shares when they believe the stock price is favorable. From a Warren Buffett perspective, this is a way to access equity financing. He might look at whether the company's underlying business is strong enough to justify selling more stock. If the company has good prospects and is using the money wisely to grow, then this could be a positive move. However, if the company is struggling and selling shares just to stay afloat, it could dilute the value for existing shareholders. The key takeaway here is the flexibility Inmune Bio has gained. They can tap into up to $65 million without needing to go through a whole new approval process every time they want to sell shares. This is particularly useful in fast-moving biotech sectors where funding needs can arise quickly. The risks involved are that if the company's stock price is low, it would mean selling more shares to reach their funding goal, which can dilute the ownership percentage for current shareholders. Also, the market needs to be receptive to buying these shares at a price Inmune Bio finds acceptable. In conclusion, Inmune Bio is positioning itself to raise substantial funds through a flexible sales agreement. The success of this will depend on their ability to effectively deploy this capital and on market conditions that allow them to sell shares at a favorable price. It shows a proactive approach to securing financing for their future endeavors. Alright, that is our breakdown of Inmune Bio's latest filing. What is your take on this move to raise capital, and what does it signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.